Hello world. It's Tuesday, November 28th, 2018, present time, 10:57 p.m. Or is it 10:58? Things have been acting strange lately. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. I don't know what I want to do first. I think I'm just gonna rest my mind a moment. I've been struggling for the past hour to turn on my computer and get a better understanding of how to manage my network when I'm away from home. And I'm pleased to report that I finally got things working. Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
You were at that machine learning thing, man.
I wasn't in town.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just got in yesterday afternoon.
Oh, where were you?
Home.
Oh, Texas.
Yeah, it's just relaxing.
Yeah.
I heard you were there. I heard you, it was just like you and Luke. And like one other person. The guy that talks a lot.
Yeah, it talks forever.
Yes.
Yeah, he did it again. It was insane. He's got a crazy life story, but yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. So you just got back yesterday?
I just got back yesterday, and then after next Tuesday, I'm finished again. So I'm free to roam, but I don't know, maybe I'll roam. Maybe I'll just go bother people.
Are you getting you're not finishing your master's, are you?
In May.
In May. Are you staying in the Columbia area for the...
Dude, I want to go home. I want to go home, man.
I like that idea,
Yeah. You had a good break?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was kind of boring, but that was kind of good. I've been super busy, so it's nice to just do nothing.
For sure.
For a period of time. But I can only handle my parents for so long, so
right.
It's happy to get back.
Yeah, it's understandable. I know the feeling.
Yeah, it's definitely different for people, but for me, I can only stay at home for so long.
Hey, have you messed with the Nintendo Switch any?
No, I haven't. What?
I wanna install custom firmware on it.
I was reading up on that today. Somebody on Slack was posted about it.
That was me.
That was you?
Yeah, I was asking if anybody had done anything.
I guess I didn't recognize your user. Huh.
Yeah, no, I mean, what's...
Yeah, I was poking around at it. I mean, I don't even own the Switch, so it's kind of interesting. What can you even do with the custom firmware?
I want to play backup games. That's my principal reason for doing it is...
Backup games?
Backup. I mean, I just want to play games, and then I could use run emulators on it.
What do you mean by backup games?
Games that are for Switch, but without actually having a game.
Oh, I see, pirating it.
Yeah, piracy or just emulation of old titles, retro games. It's a nice format.
I don't understand how those things are any different from Game Boys, advanced Game Boys.
Yeah, they're really sophisticated Game Boys with dual analog sticks.
They do look pretty cool, isn't it?
It's kind of dope. So far, I don't think you can watch porn on these. Not out the box.
Not buying it then.
Yeah, but it's a pretty sizable screen. A nice wide format display.
I'd pretty much just buy it for Breath of the Wild or something. I still haven't played that.
Yeah, that was a Wii U title though, right?
It's on the Switch.
It's on Switch as well. I think they ported it.
I think 3 people own the Wii U, so I'm not sure I'm ever gonna buy one of those. I heard it's pretty awful, but whatever.
Yeah.
So have you had any success getting custom firmware running on it?
I just haven't messed with it yet. I really haven't. I spent most of the day today in the J school, just kind of talking to people.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
No. There's an did you get an internship for the summer? You got something lined up? Yeah. Excellent. Glad to hear. Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Well, I mean, for me, I'll it's going to be full-time work, right? So We'll see. We'll see. But I have some little idea I want to move on. And I was just curious. Like, on the way back over here, I sat next to a student that was in the J school. And he was, I just chatted with him a bit. And then I thought, okay, yeah, I should go and take a look in the J school. Just go over there. So I just explored a bit today.
Yeah, it actually is like a super cool area.
Yeah, it's
So did you go on the Sky Bridge? Whatever it's called? I don't know what that is.
oh, like the second floor, how they got that. Yeah.
Yeah, they have that like really old printing press.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, there's cool stuff in there. I mean, engineering building's cool too.
Yeah, but we just got renovated like 3 years ago, so
Yeah.
that's fair. But I think most of the money goes to the J school.
Business school is like,
I've only been in one classroom in that building, and it's alright though.
it's going to look alright. It's not like shit, but it's
It's
just
just kind of funny though. You can see like where like the architecture changes halfway through because they just like slapped another half of the building up. But it looks pretty okay. At least like the wide open space. I don't know.
yeah, the
It's not
huge
bad.
atrium.
You should see. Have you been in Naka Hall?
Yeah, I've been into
Oh my
Naga.
God,
It's old, dude.
disgusting.
It's just old. It's just how it used to be.
They need to tear that place down.
It's like where informatics is, right?
Yeah, it's where all the like higher level computer science classes are. It's like about to quit my degree before going in that building again. It's so terrible.
It'll be alright. Yeah,
I'll leave you to your switch hacking.
yeah, I'll figure it out eventually.
Alright, have fun.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Gotta find another home for that thing. Alright. I was gonna say I have to close my door, but I'm glad that I kept it open. I'll talk to him in a bit. So, today I had an appointment with my therapist. I ate breakfast this morning, had an omelet. They had and how do you say this? Sausage this morning. Not breakfast sausage, it's andouille sausage. Good stuff. I like it. So I had this coffee. Yeah, then I just I grabbed my laptop, put it in my bag, and just stayed out the whole day. By and large, just stayed out the whole day. Talked to the therapist, shared Yeti eater with her. And just I'm feeling pretty good. I wish there's one thing that I'd like. It's to hear back from the job, because 5 out of 6 references have already been submitted. So it's down to this last reference. I don't know if they're waiting on that or what the deal is. But both of the HR contacts that I have these autoresponders on still. The one of them has this outdated autoresponder. It says, "Thank you for your email. I'm out of the office and we'll be back on Thursday, the 9th of August, 2018. It's like, what? I'll be for the next 2 weeks. He's gonna be out. So neither one of them is in right now. That's the problem. I need to reach back out to the team or find somebody else in HR who can pick up the slack for now. That's the problem. Hey. Yeah, I mean, business, I think it is hard. Freaking expensive to start a business? I don't know about that. How so? How's it expensive to start? so let me continue this recapping. This is good data. I spent a good long time inside of the journalism school, as I was mentioning to my peer. Made some phone calls, learned a few things, and let me mute that so that doesn't happen again. Okay, that's it. That's it for now, I guess. Yeah. This evening, before popping back in here, I took advantage of the recreation center. Used the steam room, the sauna. I got this yesterday. Freaking slipped on the court. Boom, 1st degree burn. Alright, let me focus up. Trademarking is expensive, copywriting is expensive. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, doing all that is expensive, you're right. Yeah. Actually, setting up the IP is expensive. And then if you want to protect the IP, that's also expensive. Hey, Panda. You too. I'm curious, what brings you back here? You've been coming around here for a while. Wow, yeah, there's just like a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna keep that on all the time. The one called My Room. It's not actually my room. Okay, it's there. Yes, Panda. Talking to you. Blue Balls of Fury is expressing some frustration at the costs associated with doing business, and it's not. I guess it's called a cost of doing business. It's really protecting intellectual property, and I don't know if I'd sweat it that much, you know? Like, yeah, there's this remote possibility that somebody takes the image, the preview image that you have of merchandise, and they just ape it entirely. But if they actually tried reproducing your designs just off of what they had in a little preview, it wouldn't go too well. And I mean, with anything, they can reverse engineer it. I wouldn't overcomplicate stuff. Like, you consider a company, say, like look at a high-end fashion label. Yeah, I'm talking like truly high-end. I'm curious how many trademarks they own, right? How much in the way of copyright they own. Yeah, that indeed is not right. That is not right. That's really weird. I know that's not right. I don't know what to say. Like, I expected better of this command. What the fuck? Don't know what to say, man. Freaking technology, right? So should I not worry about that kind of stuff yet? Dude, I think it's very easy to get lost in the weeds with this type of thing. You know, like part of doing I think part of doing business is operating under the assumption that everybody is out to fuck you, right? So you want to get the law on your side. But that's also why I've been told from pretty early on to always just like date stamp everything. Like whenever you're sitting down and writing thoughts out on a piece of paper, just put the fucking date on it. And that's helpful because you're establishing this. Yeah, it's just another data point. It's helpful. It can't hurt you, let's put it that way. Unless you are actually late to the punch. Then it could hurt you. But yeah, just date everything. You know. Be careful who you hand original files to. Like full quality source images, especially if it's designs. Careful who you send vectors to. Make sure they're people that you trust. Floss, you exist. Holy shit. Whoa. You do exist. My god. It's been a long time since I've seen that handle. How have you been? Christ. And yes, we all do exist. Some of us have a better existence than others. Wow. Long time, long time. No. The time off went pretty fast. But this stint back here is also going to be exceedingly short. Like, I have one obligation. It's going to be on Tuesday. So far on my calendar, I've got one obligation. It's going to be on Tuesday, 3:30 to 4:45, and then I'm done. Hey, how do you nunna? Good, San Francisco now. Right on, Floss. How are you enjoying the Bay Area? And you were right, you were off-grid a bit. So I was also off-grid a bit. I hope it's been a good time off-grid. Blue Balls of Fury. You want me to take a look at what you wrote? If I put on a logo and name without protection, I could lose it and have to deal with that. I'm about to start getting more and more sales. Yeah, I mean, I would not worry about anything until you make your first sale. You know? Like, you could go through all of the motions of pushing a whole bunch of paper, but until you've actually tested something, why go through all that trouble? Right? Like, yeah, I would try to land your first sale first. You know, just start moving something, and then see what happens, and just roll with it. Loki reverse. Hello. I mean, otherwise you risk, again, it's like getting too deep in the weeds. Legal fees aren't cheap, and you gotta wait for all the filings and shit. Like, look, somebody could run away with Yeti Eater right now, but I'm willing to bet nobody's gonna bother because it's like where's the value in Yeti Eater so far, you know? And if somebody were to take it, I'd have built up a pretty compelling case just over time. Like, yeah, that's actually mine. I would like it back. I don't think they'd be able to hold on to it, even if somebody were to go and grab it. But I could be wrong. My understanding of how this whole legal system works could be entirely flawed. And maybe I'm very foolish not to have already pushed some paper.
But you know, it's time and money, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, I see you got. Yeah, I don't know. IDK. I do know I'm trying to get on this payment processing thing. This payment processing startup. I don't know if they have referral codes. I think I looked earlier today and it didn't look like. Oh, let me double check. Yeah. I do understand. St. Jude. Wow, this guy's dear entrepreneurs, don't let your customer / client lure you with the promise of referrals or bigger future job / sale. Hold your standard. Yeah. Tend to agree. I think this will work. This guy might just get it too. I really wonder. I wonder what his track record's like. Wow, actually, okay. So let me go ahead and see what they're doing here. This is blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't think there's a referral code. Listen to this. Oh. Okay, join up through this guy's link. Oh, not. I need this anyways. Earn $20 for every referral. Wow. Wow, this guy has probably made quite a bit off of this. I wish, like, it'd be nice if I could too, you know, just, like, here, do this, it's good, and then it'll work, but we'll get there over time. It's no rush. It'll happen when it happens. Until then, I'll just slowly but surely keep on sharing little, like, new services. Oh my gosh, that's a long waiting list. They're giving away a stable coin called UPUSD, UpUSD. I guess now I have a referral link too. Let me see if it leaks my identity. Because if it does, then I don't want it. I won't share it. It looks fine. It's this thing. Playing games. Blue Balls of Fury. Don't apologize. You did join. I think you just joined up on the Discord server last time. I know that I brought it up to you and you're like, oh, I didn't realize you had a Discord server. So, you know, poke around there when you get a chance. No rush. it's not going anywhere. Whatever happened to shirtless Yeti?
Hannah, is that what you come here for?
That's showing you.
Well,
You see, that will return in time. It was something that I was happy to do while engaged with exercise at home, so that I wouldn't, just sweat into a shirt and have to launder a shirt. And during the summer months, it made a lot of sense to just be shirtless all the time as well. But right now, it's winter. 68 degrees in this room right now. Comfortable. But, yeah. Just comfortable enough. No, I'm just playing. I am really curious, like, what brings people here, because it's not... it's a really lo-fi, it's like a super lo-fi broadcast. It's got all these technical problems. And right now there's not even a dog. Like, fuck. I did get to check out a proper studio today. Spoke with the director, the guy who puts the whole thing together. His title here is just video producer, but he does so much shit. He does so much. Oh man. He's gotta wear all the hats. It's crazy. Like, just hearing him talking about it just made my head spin. Like, holy hell, they have you doing so much shit, man. Like, everything from, like, literally the same the same type of shit that I do to put on this little broadcast. He's doing all of it, but with, like, there's a lot more money involved. The cameras they have set up, he says it was like 100,000 to buy the four cameras. So fiber optics out to the network and all HD. Like, I think it'd be really cool to use their equipment once. I should ask. Like, that'd be really fucking dope. They've got this green screen corner and a table, three mics, XLR mics, on a round table. And he told me tomorrow morning they're filming a show, and I forgot what it's called. I know what it's called. I just want to see. I want to know for sure if it hits too close. I don't really care. But it's for this thing called Global Journalist. And once you see, if you look at that, you're like, yeah, it's a dead giveaway. Whatever. So they filmed that.
kind of curious to check it out, but at the same time, also curious to explore a bit more of the tech world, tech and startups, and grants, any grants out there that I might be able to get in on. But I need a team if I'm gonna do it. Like, if I'm gonna try and pull that off, I definitely need a team. We'll see what happens. Time's tight. Like, it's really, really tight. At the end of the day, I'm gonna build some things. Alright. Today, I'm pleased that I got Wake on Land working. Pleased to just generally be here, I suppose. Like, had a good day out here. Make me proud. I don't know what I did, but if you let me know, I'll try to do more of it. How's that? I wish I have no money. No money today. Maybe tomorrow. We'll get there. Oh, I ate pizza too. Today I had pizza. And then for dinner I had a bunch of fried catfish. Doing alright. Doing alright. Probably ought to eat more greens. Today we're going to learn a little bit about cooking, okay? Yeah, fuck it. Yellow. Dude, are you kidding me? What is this? Like, why are you choking so hard? Okay. I guess this first. I'm gonna try doing a multitude of things tonight before I go to bed. I will not stay up too late, but I'm gonna take a crack at this. I wanna solve this. Simple shit.
That's perfect. I mean, when I see that word. Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat by Samin Nosrat. Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat from 2017 is not your run-of-the-mill cookbook. Rather than just providing recipes, it introduces some of the most important principles that can lead to truly delicious cooking, even when you're not following any recipe at all. Who should read this? Cooks and cooking apprentices, cooking enthusiasts, and Epicureans devoted to good living. Who wrote the book? Samin Nosrat is a writer and chef who worked for many years at the renowned Chez Panisse restaurant in California. Celebrated by the New York Times and the San Francisco Chronicle for her ability to combine the right cooking techniques with the right ingredients, she now lives, cooks, and tends to her garden in Berkeley, California. What's in it for me? Learn the fundamental secrets behind good cooking. For many people, cooking is about following a recipe, a series of instructions written by an expert on how to make your desired dish. The expert tells you, use these ingredients, these tools, and these procedures to produce this food. Why these ingredients, these tools, and these procedures? The expert never tells you. You just have to trust her. Unfortunately, the more complicated the instructions are, the more difficult it is to follow them. And the more mysterious they seem, the more you feel unable to deviate from them, and the more pressure you feel to follow them to a T. This, in turn, makes you feel less able to be creative, which can take the pleasure out of cooking. Fortunately, there are some simple culinary tricks and principles that will not only make cooking easier, but will enable you to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, thus freeing you up to be creative and take your cooking to the next level. Learning these tricks and principles boils down to understanding the functions of the four basic elements of cooking: salt, fat, acid, and heat. In these blinks, you will learn the unexpected source of a great cookie's flavor, how remembering the story of Goldilocks can help you master the art of crispiness, and the secrets to making a superb tomato sauce and bringing it back from the brink of disaster. Use plenty of salt in your cooking water and pick the right method of salting. James Beard, the famous American cook, once asked, "Where would cooks be without salt?" Well, if you know how crucial salt is to enhancing flavor, you'll know the answer: a very bland place. This is why you should learn how to harness the culinary power of salt. To see why, imagine you spare the salt when boiling green beans. What would happen? Well, if the salt level of the water is low, then the mineral level of the water will be lower than the mineral level of the beans. To restore equilibrium, the minerals will drain out of the beans into the water, making the beans bland and limp. In contrast, if the cooking water is amply salted, the beans will absorb some of the minerals from the water, thereby seasoning them from the inside. As an added bonus, the absorbed salt will help soften the beans, enabling them to cook faster. It will also help them hold onto the magnesium in their color-giving chlorophyll cells, allowing them to stay green. This isn't to say you should just always go hog wild with salt. Different dishes call for different amounts of salt, and depending on how much salt you want to use, you'll want to apply one of 3 different salting methods. The first method is salting by the palmful. Here, you're grabbing salt and adding large amounts of it with each release of your fist. This is the method to use when salting water to boil pasta and vegetables. The aim is to add enough salt to make the water taste like salt water, so you want to be open-handed with the salt, both literally and figuratively. For trays of roasted vegetables or meat, the aim is more of an even distribution of salt than a large quantity of it. To achieve this evenness, use the second method, the wrist wag. To do it, turn your salt-filled palm upward and gently shake it, allowing the salt to fall evenly over the tray. Repeat this process until the whole tray is evenly salted. If you're salting small appetizers, such as sliced hard-boiled eggs, you'll want to use just a pinch of salt. And the third method is precisely that. Simply pinch the salt between your fingers. While salt even has a place in sweet dishes, pepper is less universal. You might think of salt and sugar as polar opposites, but despite their differences, they can actually complement each other in a delicious way. Indeed, salt is such a superhero of the culinary world that it can even improve sweet dishes. It can do this because of its main superpower, its ability to enhance flavors, including sweet ones. But you don't have to take someone else's word for it. You can prove it to yourself the next time you're baking cookies. Split the cookies into 2 batches, one with salt, one without. Then compare. You'll find the salted cookies have interesting flavor notes that the unsalted cookies are missing. Nutty, buttery, and caramel-like notes that take the cookies to the next level. To understand why this happens, think about some of the ingredients that go into desserts. Flour, eggs, butter, and cream. All of these ingredients are pretty bland by themselves. Here's where salt saves the day. With its flavor-enhancing properties, salt can swoop in and lift up these otherwise blah-tasting ingredients. But beware, a little salt goes a long way, so when you're salting your desserts, use pinches, not palmfuls. You should be even more cautious with salt's sidekick, pepper. Like salt, it can be delicious, but you have to be more selective when cooking with it. That's because, unlike salt, pepper is a spice that is specific to certain cuisines. For example, you'll often use a lot of pepper in French and Italian dishes, but if you tried doing that with a Moroccan dish, it would be a bit of a culinary faux pas. It wouldn't only be unconventional to use pepper as a main spice in Moroccan cuisine, the flavors simply wouldn't harmonize. Instead of pepper, Moroccans use cumin as their go-to spice. Similarly, Turks use chili powder, and Middle Easterners use za'atar, which is a mixture of thyme, oregano, and sesame. Those are just some of the alternative spices used in cuisines where pepper is usually avoided, but even in cuisines that go heavy on pepper, there's still room for selectivity. Instead of just any old pepper, use the most flavorful variety, Telly cherry peppercorns. And use them in the right way. Grind the peppercorns just before seasoning your dish, so their tasty aromatic oils get released right on time, allowing you to enjoy their full flavor. Fat enhances flavor too, and it's good to choose your cooking fats carefully. Fat might have a bad reputation, but imagine cooking without it. Picture a salad dressing without olive oil, a sausage without fat content, or a croissant without butter. Why do these items seem unappetizing? The reason is simple. Like salt, fat is a flavor enhancer. However, salt and fat enhance flavors in different ways. Whereas salt reinforces flavors, fat enables you to fully taste them. That's because when you cook with fats like oil, they soak up the aromas of the dish's spices and cooking juices. When you eat the dish, the flavor-laden oil coats your entire tongue. There, it stimulates your taste buds for a longer time than the food would by itself, without the oil. To test this, Try frying 2 slices of garlic, one in olive oil, the other in a few tablespoons of water. Fry them gently, and then compare the tastes of the resulting liquids. You'll find that the olive oil tastes much more garlicky than the water. This flavor-absorbing power of fat is why you should always add aromatic ingredients right into your cooking oil. For example, if you're preparing baked goods, add your cinnamon or vanilla right into your butter or eggs before you mix them with the other ingredients. This way, you'll take full advantage of the power of fat. To get even more out of it, be selective when choosing your cooking oils and fats. After all, they play a critical role in most dishes, bringing out many of the flavors that give regional cuisines their unique tastes. For example, olive oil plays this role in many Mediterranean and Middle Eastern dishes, but not all olive oils can play the role equally well. Some olive oils are much better than others, and the higher the quality of the oil, the better the taste of the resulting dish. So you definitely don't want to skimp here with a low quality oil. But what's a high quality olive oil? Like wine, there's only one surefire test of an oil's quality: tasting it. And again, as with wine, it helps to know what you're smelling and tasting for. Does the oil smell fresh and pungent? Does it have fruity and spicy flavor notes? If so, it's probably good. Does it smell waxy and taste too spicy or bitter? Then it's probably spoiled. Fat is the key to crispiness, but mastering it takes practice. According to the American chef Mario Batali, the most effective adjective to use when advertising food is crispy. Why? It's simple. People love eating crispy foods. But how do you make them crispy? It's a bit more complicated. The short answer is another single word: fat. To understand how fat helps to make food crispy, you need to know the basic science behind crispiness. Essentially, if you want to make food crispy, you need to evaporate the water from its surface. To do that, you need to heat the entire surface to temperatures significantly higher than 212 degrees Fahrenheit. But the surfaces of most pans and ingredients aren't completely even, so you need an intermediary substance between the pan and the food to fill in the gaps. That substance is fat, often in the form of oil, which can reach temperatures of up to 348 degrees Fahrenheit before it starts fuming. With oil playing the role of heat-bearing intermediary, fried vegetables and meat can reach golden, crispy perfection. Plus, the oil would prevent them from sticking to the pan. However, this is easier said than done. Mastering the art of crispiness requires practice. Practice. The challenge can be broken down into 3 parts. The first is getting your pan and oil hot enough to work their magic. To do this, preheat the pan before pouring in the oil, and then wait until the oil is sufficiently hot before adding your ingredients. The second is giving your pan and oil enough space. Ideally, you should only have 1 layer of food on the pan at a time. Having multiple layers will significantly lower the oil's temperature, and it will also trap steam between the layers. If you're cooking with vegetables, that will make them soggy. The third is achieving the Goldilocks temperature. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. This is especially important with fish and meat. If you fry fish in oil that's too cold, it will soak for too long, absorbing the oil and becoming soggy in the process. With meat, the surface will take too long to turn crispy, and the interior will become overdone in the meantime. If the oil is too hot, the opposite will happen. The surface will burn while the interior remains undercooked. To avoid these extremes and get things just right, here's a rule of thumb. The oil should shimmer, but not spit. However, even here, you'll need to make adjustments from dish to dish. That's why there's only one way to master the art of crispiness: practice. As with salt, I encourage you to abandon any fear of fat, for knowing how to use fat properly may lead you to use less of it. Acid can be delicious, but it needs to be balanced with other flavors and used wisely. Mouth-watering may be a word that's overused by food writers, but it still conveys an important truth. We enjoy foods that make our mouths water, that is, produce saliva. And no ingredient makes our mouths produce more saliva than acid. To harness the mouth-watering power of acid, you've got to balance it with other flavors. That's because, like salt, acid is more of a team player than a solo star. After all, both of them would taste pretty bad by themselves. Rather than tasting good on their own, they make other ingredients taste better. That's their power. However, that power can easily become overpowering, in which case it needs to be counteracted. And here's where salt and acid part ways. If you put too much salt in a dish, it will soon reach a point where it's just plain inedible. To counteract the overpowering salt, you can dilute it by adding large amounts of the dish's non-salty ingredients, like water or rice. With acid, on the other hand, the way to counteract its overpowering tendencies is to balance it rather than dilute it. To see why, think about lemonade, and imagine if you just took some acidic lemon juice and mixed it with some water, thereby diluting it. The result would still make your mouth pucker. Now, add some sugar to the liquid. The result would be delicious lemonade. The point is that you can easily balance acid with other flavors such as sweetness, bitterness, and spiciness. And by balancing it, you can take something sour and make it delightful to the palate. However, to do this effectively, you also have to keep in mind that acid not only enhances the flavors of other ingredients, but physically hardens them as well. You therefore need to use it wisely when you're cooking. For example, if you're cooking vegetables and pulses with an acidic ingredient, the acid will toughen their skins. This will make them take longer to cook, so you'll need to give them more time than you would otherwise. Now let's say you're cooking beans for salad with a dressing that contains vinegar or lemon juice. The acid from the dressing will make the beans firm up. To counteract this, you can overcook the beans a bit, so they're softer when they come into contact with the acid. When making dishes containing acid, start with cooking acids, and then add garnishing acids. As with salt, the key to harnessing the power of acid lies in using it the right way. To do so, you need to keep in mind the two basic types and functions of acid: cooking acids and garnishing acids. There are also the two stages of using acids, so let's start with the first. As their name suggests, cooking acids are the acidic ingredients used while you are cooking a dish. These ingredients serve a seasoning role throughout the cooking process, and there are many common examples of them. The tomatoes in spaghetti sauce, the vinegar or rice wine in a marinade, the white wine in a risotto. These acids usually have a relatively mild taste, which slowly and subtly infuses the food over the course of the cooking process. Indeed, they can be so mild that you might not even notice them, as with boeuf bourguignon, a French beef stew that you cook in red wine. However, if you tried to make the dish without the red wine, you'd notice it was missing a distinct component of its flavor profile. Turning to stronger acids such as lemon juice and vinegar, an excellent way to use these acids is to macerate onions. To accomplish this, all you have to do is take raw onions and coat them with vinegar for 15 to 20 minutes before you cook them or add them to a sauce or salad. When the timer rings, your onions will be upgraded, softer, milder, and less prone to causing onion breath. Once your dish is cooked, the stage is set for garnishing acids to work their magic. If your dish didn't end up quite as tangy as you were hoping it would during the cooking process, here's where you can add a little extra touch of acidity. The key here is to remember the physical properties of the garnishing acids you're using and to time your use of them accordingly. For example, lemon juice is a volatile acid, which means it's loaded with aromatic molecules that are going to evaporate into the air if they're exposed for too long. That's why you should add a squeeze of lemon into a dish right before you serve it, so you can make the most of its flavor. A hit of acid at the very last second often improves food, which is why garnishing acids are so important. Heat is important for cooking protein, and you should consider it before you even turn on the stove. Heat is to cooking what light is to photosynthesis. It's the transformative element, the one that turns raw into cooked, runny into sticky, and pale into golden brown. As such, heat is crucial to nearly every aspect of cooking, but there are some places where it is particularly important. One of those places is cooking protein-rich foods. Here's one way to think about proteins. Imagine them as a ball of thread floating in water. Now, if you heat the water, the threads will start to loosen. But if you continue to heat it, the threads will start to clump together, which will squeeze out the water between them. Something like that is what happens when you overcook the proteins of, say, scrambled eggs, which can easily ruin them. To avoid this, here's a better method of cooking scrambled eggs, one that illustrates the advantages of using heat judiciously. First, whisk 4 eggs together, adding a pinch of salt and a little squeeze of lemon juice. Set your saucepan on very low heat and melt a bit of butter. Then add your eggs. As they cook, stir them continuously with a whisk or a fork, while simultaneously adding about 4 tablespoons of butter split into small chunks. Continue stirring until the eggs begin to fuse. At that point, immediately remove the pan from the stove. You don't need to add any more heat because the heat you've already added will linger in the pan and continue to gently cook the eggs. In conjunction with thinking about how you're using heat as you cook, you should also think about it before you even start cooking. Indeed, the success of the former depends on the latter, as the temperature of your ingredients can make or break your cooking endeavors. The bottom line here is that if you take food from the fridge and toss it straight into the oven, you'll get much different results than if you let it reach room temperature before you cook it. For example, let's say you try the straight from the fridge approach with chicken. Well, by the time legs start to cook, the breast will already be overcooked. In contrast, if you let the chicken thaw before you put it in the oven, you'll significantly reduce the chances of it overcooking. Making a great tomato sauce involves knowing how to stop it from burning and adding a final flourish. One place where you can see how salt, fat, acid, and heat all come together is that staple of Italian cooking, tomato sauce. The secret lies in getting these details just right. Here's one approach. Begin by pouring a thin layer of olive oil into a pot set on medium-high heat. When the oil reaches a gentle sizzle, add 2 sliced onions and salt. Lower the heat to medium and allow the onions to cook for about 15 minutes. Wait until they become translucent or lightly blonde, but no further. Next, scoot the onions to one side of the pot, add some oil to the middle, and drop in 4 cloves of sliced garlic. Let the garlic cloves sizzle for only about 20 seconds. Then, add 4 pounds of sliced fresh tomatoes. Crush them with a wooden spoon to liberate some of their juices. Turn up the heat, bringing the sauce to a boil. Then turn the heat down and let it simmer. Add a pinch of salt to taste and some fresh herbs, such as basil. Now that you've entered the home stretch, you might be tempted to let down your guard, but keep it up, because here's where your tomato sauce faces its final danger: burning. Fortunately, there's a simple trick to both avoiding it and adding a final touch that will take your sauce to the next level. The trick is as obvious as it is crucial. Keep stirring the sauce. Otherwise, it may start to stick to the pan and burn. If this happens, stop stirring. Your sauce isn't ruined yet, but it will be if you mix the burnt bits into the rest of it. The key is containment. Simply transfer the unburned sauce into a new pan, leaving the rest behind. Keep stirring to ensure you don't end up in a sticky situation again. Once the sauce has simmered for about 30 minutes, it's time for the final flourish. Pour about 6 ounces of olive oil into the sauce and bring it back up to a medium simmer for a few minutes. Then remove it from the heat. You're done. The delicious result will speak for itself. The secret to good cooking isn't rocket science. You just need to think about salt, fat, acid, and heat before you get started. Final summary. The key message in this book. Great cooking is not about following recipes. It's about understanding how various ingredients interact with one another and achieving the right effects with the right tricks. These tricks include putting more salt in your cooking water, picking the right cooking fats, using acid wisely and turning up the heat just enough, but not too much, to achieve a perfect crispy texture. Actionable advice. Practice your sautéing technique. Here's a technique you can use to fry small ingredients such as prawns, small grains, or chopped vegetables in a pan. With a nimble flip of the wrist, keep tossing the ingredients around so that they get evenly cooked on all sides. This technique allows you to put less oil in the frying pan to start off with, although you can always add more oil once the food is cooked. It also allows you to brown the ingredients nicely on all sides and to cook without an extra implement, making you more efficient and professional looking in the kitchen. Suggested further reading. Cooked by Michael Pollan. Cooked from 2013 details the history of humanity's relationship with cooking, baking, and fermentation. This book explains how cooking became an essential aspect of being human while exploring the varied techniques people have tried and perfected to turn nature's bounty into a delicious, nutritious meal. Looks like it held up. Interesting. I'll be back. Mile break.
That's what I need to do.
Okay. One. Fuck, man. Hey. What was that smile? It's for me to know. Just a smile. Sometimes a smile is just a smile. Shouldn't you be asleep? Yeah, I mean, there's a fundamental difference between, you know, these things. I talked about it a bit too. Maybe you were here the other night. Shit, I don't know how you get any work done. Artificial intelligence. Like while chatting. I really don't. I mean, I barely get anything done while broadcasting. Like it's tough. Whoa, what's he doing? I'm kind of curious. Like, I need to get this thing fixed up and actually working properly. I don't. Okay. I guess this is good. I like. Okay. Fingers crossed it'll stay this way. Radio silence is good. Man, I have too much fun just messing with people. I shouldn't. I'm probably not gonna get, like, dude, I didn't have intentions of finishing this master's degree to begin with. I'm pretty good after this, man. The whole point of it is just to get back into the job market. You know, like, have a soft landing. That's it. Because I've been out of it for too long. That's it. I mean, you can do fine with your business. It's just, I mean, yeah, you can do fine. The annotations, but it's hard work, man. Yeah, I know. So it didn't, like, the expectation that you had was a little more than I wanted to give. Like I said, I was willing to test some stuff, not try to replace what you do. If I was gonna build something, like, I don't know. I mean, it's always the best time to start is now. You got something like I should happily kick you up whatever the percentage, you know, for finding the leads or whatever. It takes time to build all this shit, I know. But for the effort, like for the effort now, I think, I don't know, dude. I'm just, like, I'm pretty happy at the moment. I'll be happier when I'm actually making money. You know? When you are attempting to penetrate a market. After you're in, it's a little different. I hear you. Okay, anyways, let me think. There's quite a bit of content to pull out. I'm wondering if anybody's still with me. Time to get this thing up here again. I think I need to kind of do it by myself for a bit first. But I really hope I can get somebody from... I really hope I can get somebody from within the existing community to help. It's gotta be reliable. Like, I can make it easy as fuck, but I still need people to push buttons. You know? Until then, I guess I can push some fucking buttons. But beyond that, okay, so there's this highlighting bits. Then there's the automation thing. I should figure that one out. Should crack that nut. And that's it, yeah. One thing. Script. So I can go back through all the old material, but it's too far behind me right now. I don't need to be spending time on that yet. It's really building this thing. Like figuring out, yeah. May have to, it's gonna take some work. And before I get too deep in the weeds on this next thing, like I'm hoping it takes just a minute and I'm done with it. Probably not gonna be that easy, but so I'm gonna take some time and read the fucking docs, read the manual. That's it. Alright, I have a story to tell some folks. So, it's going to go down. It's going to go down in this channel called Tough Times. Let me go find my ammunition. I'm gonna go retrieve it. I really don't, actually, I guess I could take more screenshots, but I'm kind of like, I don't wanna. Yeah, I mean, it's good. You're doing great.
Where are we at?
Right. I don't even know if I kept this stuff. It's just stupid shit. This is more recent. It's funny, I don't know why I have this copy twice, but I'm gonna kill that one. It's identical. Why are these screenshots even here? Oh, here we go. Who's this shared with? Why the fuck is it shared with anybody? What? And holy fuck, this shit happened half a year ago. People's panties still stayed bunched up. Yeah, I don't know if I want to capture it through here. I think I need to go back a step, take a step back. Yeah, hello. Back in my dorm room. Shitty flute? What's shitty flute? I'm writing a short story. A real life story. I don't even know who this guy is. Like, I don't know what to call him. Well, dude, these fucking bitches, man. I'm nobody. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows what I've done. I haven't done shit. Motherfuckers. Looking back over the whole entire thing, this whole entire ordeal, it's just like, all I can do is laugh. What a fucking joke. What's it called? I'm not gonna say it out loud. The name of the shit. Oh, it's on others. Yeah, I don't even need this. Fuck this guy. I hope he's having a good. Like, I hope he's doing well. I hope he's no longer packing a warehouse or whatever the fuck he was doing. Sorry, chat. I've fallen behind. Suddenly, this dude is always fed up at someone. Well, not really. I mean, usually I'm pretty happy. But yeah, like, I'm fed up at bitches that owe me money that won't return my calls. I'm trying to fucking dodge. I'm just fed up at. I've got my pet peeves, you know? And one of them is, like, I'm not gonna complain. I've already done enough. Like, I feel bad. I left my buddy hanging today. I was exchanging some messages with him, and I just, you know, like I started talking with people in Meat Space, and then just dropped it. So I need to pick that thread up. I apologize and pick it back up. Still that money issue? It's $4K. It's $4,000. It's not like an insignificant sum of money, and she fucking knows that, like, you know, it's, you know, oh yeah, I'll pay you back. She's dodging. She's a flight risk right now, and I don't think she's a real flight risk. I take that back. She's got her shit that she's dealing with, but I find this a very poor way of communicating. You know? Like, she's really fucking dropping the ball on this. Not pleased at all. Yeah, it's been a long ass while. Small claim court, my ass. I'm not gonna do that. It's a waste of time. I'm not gonna go through this the legal process right now. No need to raise a stink about it in the court system. I've taken somebody to small claims court over money. Takes too long. And if they want to lawyer up, then, you know, it's just another can of worms. I'm just gonna hold her accountable to this shit. But, like, not right now. It's not like I need it right this minute. If I had it, it'd be cool, but it's whatever. I'm gonna get my money back. And then I'm gonna keep my distance. Like, bitch, please. It's fucked up. You may try the illegal process. No. No. I'm gonna make her an offer she can't refuse. I mean, like, I don't know why she's acting this way. Really? It's quite, you know what I'm saying? It's like, she's fucking up. It's really fucking up. I mean, it's just a little bit of money. It's just a few $1,000s. Like, come on. You pay back a couple hundred every month, it's gone. You know? But you act like you didn't realize I called. You know, give me some excuse for why you can't pick up the phone. I know your ass isn't busy 24/7. I know you see these notifications. Why are you hiding? What's going on? I thought we were friends. You know? Just makes me wonder. Like, what the fuck is going through her head? What she thinks she's gonna accomplish by doing, like, playing this game. Besides making me mad. I don't like being mad. Especially not at my friends. And this is why you don't want friends' money. Alright, let's focus up. What am I trying to get done here? I wrote this little story, I have screenshots, I don't want to even take any more. It's just such trivial, like, fucking grade school shit. And I look at it, at the people involved, my own reaction, the fact that it's all like, it's probably, half of it is like this technical kerfluffle, and the rest of it is just like, these guys just trying to be assholes. You know, or thinking like, yeah, we're very smart. We have jobs and we make money, and therefore, like, you need it drilled into your head that you need a job to make money. Like, I know it's one way to make money. Right, like I've considered the options. Okay, you win. I'll get the job. All right, now I make more than you. Shut the fuck up. It's really disappointing that people are like this. I have something and you don't. I'm gonna laugh at you because you don't have it. Right? Because you're gonna try to go about things a different way. I'm gonna dissuade you. I'm guilty of this too. At times. I do make mistakes, but I know my shit stinks. So, I don't know, I guess like the policy is not to air the dirty laundry. Can I pull that? I'm almost tempted to. Maybe I can pull it temporarily. We'll see. Yeah, right now I've kind of moved on to something else entirely. Friends, maybe at work, pretty much. Like I pay attention to who all shows up. Not just here. I mean, in my personal life, who checks in. This Thanksgiving, let me think. Did I hear from anybody? I sent little like, hey, hope you're doing well to a couple of people. Anybody? Let me think. Yeah, just some like local people. I reached out to some local friends. So like, hey, what's up? I don't think I heard from anybody. I don't think anybody reached out to me. I guess maybe my Facebook spam bot thing, people didn't like that. I don't fucking know. I think people have written me off as just dead in the water. I can't blame them. I really can't. Oh shit, he has me blocked. He has my my actual profile blocked. Thank God I have a bazillion alts. I mean, just talking to Twitter, like I don't actually use it at all. That's why add me to the block list? Clearly, his panties are very much in a bunch. He's not happy. Just open it in a private tab. So this Latin dancing, recreational sports, doing animal loving, protein eating, healthy community, enjoying healthy communities, relations, and self-esteem. So why the fuck did you try tearing me down like this, dude? Like, you could have communicated in any number of ways, but you had to act like this. Sad. Sad. It's really disappointing. Alright, so we got this thing going. Oh, is this, I think this is the thing that I read, I listened to just the other night. This is the thing I was listening to. That's cool. That's good. Motherfucker knows my name. I forgive. I'm not mad. Like I said, it's like a technical kerfuffle. The whole thing got overblown. I'm a little guilty of fucking up there too. But I didn't draw first blood. Sure as fuck did not draw the first blood. So I will happily hold on to my screenshots. Thank you very much. I can show that the moderators of that community are also little fucknuts. Bitch-made motherfuckers. And, you know, but what's it worth? Like, what's it add up to? Nothing. It's just another bullshit community. Like, there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential in online communities. Don't get me wrong. Discord server. The Huel is not my first go at this. It won't be my last either. But it's going to be the most persistent effort. I want it to succeed. In order to succeed, you gotta learn. Learn from people who are doing it right. Yeah. And you're here. Where do you want to go today? Speak for yourself. I mean, I definitely need to get my shit together, but at the same time, like, no, I'm not where I was 4 months ago. Like, I'm moving. Right? I know you're not where you were 4 months ago either. It's, in a way, this is kind of like figure of speech. We need to move faster, sure. I'm gonna reach out to the team tomorrow. The team that I want to work for. I just need to fucking ping them and then like tell them, hey, I'm in town, like really temporarily. I'd like to come in. I want to hit the ground fucking running. I've only got a few days, you know. Like I want to start showing up at the office and I need to get in, get my project and just start running with it. Because I want to make money and I want to learn. Like I want to learn. I want to contribute. This is something I know I can do well. But it takes time. It takes time. I don't know. Okay, let's just fucking do this. Let's hit it. So, let me do this. Write up an email. I'll shoot it to the bosses. My bosses. And, you know, because HR is not going to be any help right now. Unless I can, like, I don't know what the deal is, who handles it. Both of the people are out. Like, hopefully one can just check in. I don't know. For them, there's no sense of urgency. The HR folks are just like, yeah, they get to it. I would think. But it's also supposed to be a really good employer. Like, I've heard nothing but good things about them. $50K isn't making it, man. Don't worry. The type of work I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to be getting paid $50K. It's not going to be a lot more, but it's going to be like, I'm going to hit that number that I said, enough to be happy in America. And it's work that can be taken remotely and is exceedingly high in demand right now. So, like, I'm not tripping, you know? Like, yeah. I'm gonna be fine. Working a lot less than you work right now. I mean, you could say there's a lot less there's a lot less headroom inside of working for other people. I agree with you. I'm totally with you there. But at the same time, there's, you know, it's like, here, this is this thing that you need to do really well and master. And like the fact that it's useful across every single fucking industry right now, I'm not tripping. I'm not at all concerned. If this organization, this really reputable organization locally, you know, if I perform well for them and they come at me with a $50K offer, I'll laugh and say no, thank you. But that's not gonna happen. Provided I get this position. And I'm betting I will. Like, not because I'm like God's gift to the space. Like, hell no. Just that, you know, I've shown enough aptitude, just aptitude enough to, and like demonstrated enough of just the right stuff, whatever that is. Say, okay, all right, you can have a seat. You know, we're willing to kick the tires on you a bit. And it's a two-way street, right? Like I said, I'm happy to go show up. So let me knock out this email. I'll just schedule it for the morning. Schedule it for like 6:30. Boom. I don't want to set expectations like that. want to signal that I'm ready. Like I've been ready. I want to get moving. Like they're both out. Man, what are? Oh, well, it's only until Friday. But like I want to show up there on Friday and just be like, here, I'm ready. You know. Like the fact that there's this little overlap and I don't have all the time in the world. So they're both gonna be back on that day. Instead of this, I'm gonna ping. Oh shit, I just sent it. Like, I just sent it, I didn't schedule it, whatever. It's not gonna hurt anything. Like, yeah, I sent it at 12:51 a.m. I'm a bit of a night owl. Ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, artificial intelligence. They appreciate it. We really took a temperature. We need to get the fuck out to people. We do the place we want. For me, it takes 7. I remember looking at this 7 interactions on average in order to convert And I know I'm like 10 minutes behind, but executive jobs take some months to fill. Yeah, continue talking. But I'm not like, I mean, at this point in my career game, I'm not shooting for executive roles. I'm gonna make myself an executive role. You know, that's the most plausible, most likely outcome. When the time's right, I'm gonna take a CEO, founder role, or just whatever. I don't know. Be an investor. And I know the systemizing effort. I remember. Yeah, you're fine. I had 2 coffee. I did too with dinner. I was falling asleep at dinner time, man. Like I ate and then I felt the itis and I just like nodded off. Sitting there just like, yeah. Drank 1 coffee, had another one, little lemon bar. It was good. But yeah, I mean, I'm using Outlook. The scheduler's baked in. I don't remember to use it. It's not like I could, no, perfectly set it perfectly at 8:30 a.m. Whatever. It's okay. This probably is not gonna come back to bite me. It's more just like me looking at things and okay. Yorkie leaving line. Oh, yeah, he's at home. No, I mean it's really. I just want them to like. I looked. It's gonna be Friday that the HR folks get back in, and so my only question to the team was just like, hey, when's a good day to come in to do the orientation? You know, so I can get oriented. I want to get moving. Because it's like the primary objective of being back in town right now is to like get into the office and like settle in, you know, like spend some time in that environment, get set up proper so that I can actually do work, and then also get set up so that I can take it remotely because I'm not gonna be here the winter break. There's no way in hell I'm staying in this fucking dorm room for the entire winter break. You know, even if I move to a nicer one, like, no, why would I stay separated from my family? You know, Christmas and all that shit. We've got plans to meet up with extended family in Florida. Gonna hit up Miami, stop through New Orleans. It's gonna be fun. So I'll have time for work. I also, I wanna hit the road too. So the prerequisite, gotta get in. Gotta get in, get set up, you know, VPN, figure out where all the assets are, data sets that I'll be working with. Let's just start working on this project. Got to. So I provided the data that I have. It's just that, okay, the HR contacts are out till Friday. When can I come in? Am I going oil route? It's an option. I have some experience, but it's, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not dead set on one industry or another right now. Or one employer or another. I'll talk more about the strategy when time's right. Like right now, it's just, you know, it's learning to walk. Let me make my first paycheck first. Oh. I want to do good work right now. That's really all I want to do good work. I want to get paid. And it's going to take a while. I don't think it's going to take too long for me to ramp up to the point where I can deliver value, but there's going to be a learning curve. Definitely going to be a learning curve with this shit. I know how to have a very rudimentary, or just not rudimentary, just like some understanding of how to use the tools of the trade. Just like put some stuff together. So put some stuff together and throw it and see what happens. See what happens. No, dude, the job is mine, artificial intelligence. It's not actually like, no, like the job's mine. The team had HR create this role for me. They didn't have the internship. I don't think they publicized it, for instance. There was no formal job application that I submitted, right? It was just like, here's an assessment, you know, a skills assessment, and then provide references. It's like, I think it's all customary, and they'll run the background check, and then it should be good. I think by the time that there's a golden parachute, like a true golden parachute at Vivid, who knows, maybe you'll come across people that like you'll probably come across people that blow me straight out of the water. or not, I don't know. So I need to get paid proper money right now. I've been hungry for a long time, man. You know, I was fasting, trying to build up Yeti Eater, and I don't want that. Done trying to build it that way. It's better to actually have money to throw at the problem. So I can afford to eat good food. And if things are broken, I can afford to fix it and not have to think twice. I hate having to think so much of it, like such trivial shit. I don't think leadership is as rare as you think. It's strategy isn't as rare as you think. There are a lot of analytically minded people out there. It's just that the really good ones tend to, okay, I admit I'm a bit of an oddity, yeah. The really good ones do tend to already have pretty solid positions, like, and they're happy. They're hard to, it's hard to tell them like, hey, come join my startup. It's a tough sale. Startups, yeah. I mean, it is a tough sale. You know, you might be able to get them on as advisors, for example. True startup life, you. There's a certain type of person I would consider doing it. I would actually gravitate towards it. Jody, what are you still doing up? Young lady, it's past your bedtime. I mean, when you have the money, then yeah, definitely hire some college kids, I guess. I mean, like truthfully, in that space, it's not even like I'm not gonna say too much. All I know for sure is the game's gonna keep changing. It's gonna keep evolving, dude. And like, there's stuff that I want to build that I know if I don't get moving on it, it's gonna get somebody else is gonna see the opportunity and they're gonna try to blow it open. Because the technology's out there. It's all out there. It's just a matter of like fitting it together and then tweaking it just a little bit. It's tailoring it just for a specific use case. And I think you can actually charge people quite a bit of money in order to gain access to this. If it's done well, people will pay. They'll pay through the nose. I did talk to this tech incubator over here. They don't offer grants. They do a convertible note. Kind of makes me wonder if it's worth convertible note is worth. Because you have people, you do want to hire them, and you know there's all the paperwork. Maybe I should just get talk about it later. I don't even want to think about it right now. Alright, I told him to keep me posted, so if he hasn't said anything, nothing has happened yet. I'm just gonna accept that. What am I still doing up? Just talking at the camera. I wrote an email just earlier, and thank you for reminding me. There's one more thing I want to play with. I don't actually need to get too deep into it right now. It's just like at least I need to gain some familiarity with the tools. The tool's called the Catalan Studio, and if you haven't heard of it before, it's okay. It's probably not a thing that a lot of people know of. But if you're into like user testing, I'm told it's a very useful tool. So just looking at the quick guide, test explorer, test artifacts, possession, objects being filtered. I'm just gonna look up the two on the catalog. Console, that's cool. Globals, job progress, okay. Log viewer console, manual view toolbar. Hey, Black Sparrow. How have I been? I've been better and I've been worse. But all things considered, today has been a good day. Like, I'm gonna go to sleep tonight pretty happy with it, just pleased with myself. Pretty pleased with myself. Not like overjoyed, you know, like, good job, man, you fucking killed it today. It was just a good day in general. You know, talked with a lot of folks. Okay, yeah. It's been a good day. How was your day? Okay, success, I think, is a matter of perception. Money's not really, like, money is it's pretty tangible, you know? But it's, I read some shit from my horoscope. I call it horoscope, but that's essentially what it is. It's called pattern. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Yeah, I suppose I could refer you to it too, but I'm not logged in on this phone. It was saying, like, yeah, you'll try to control things like money in your environment when you're feeling lost. Okay. course. Just try to have some stable footing somewhere. Jody. I can't wait to go back to Houston. I mean, dorm rooms are fun too, I suppose. But this bed is so small. It's freaking like twin XL. It's tiny, and like going back home and sleeping on this king size bed. But yeah, I mean, I am somewhere in the world. It's pretty easy to find. Like if you look, you'd be like, oh, well, I mean, that's obvious. It's okay here though. I mean, it's okay. I like it. There's some good food. Like the pizza place I went to today is pretty solid. Not cheap, but good. It's a college town. I mean, everybody's eating pizza all the time. Pretty much gotten sick of it. I knew that would happen fast. Still by the elevator. In fact, I need to talk to the woman in the housing office. I could have done that today, but I was on the other side of campus because I saw my therapist today and had a really short session with her. They had me take this exit, like a post survey, asking, in the past 2 weeks, how you've been feeling. I mean, past 2 weeks, I've just been chilling at home. Like, I've had a super relaxing break, so it was just like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm feeling great. I feel young, and then I hand this in, and I chat with her a bit, and just laughing, having a good time. Asked her if she's on Facebook, if she uses any social media. So yeah, like can we be friends? Right? And she's like, yeah, I don't think that I can do that. Like, there's 2 years or something. They have some rules around this. So that's okay. So I shared Yeti Eater with her. She's like, oh, this is really cool. She's like, yeah, just like Google it, see what comes up. It's kind of fun. I said, okay, see ya. I didn't schedule a next appointment, but I may. We'll see. I don't know. Like, really, I would like to invest back into the folks in the Discord server. Try to get some regular talks going. See what we can do to help each other out. Because it's too quiet. It's much too quiet. I don't like it. I don't like that. That's just like, what's the deal? I think what the deal is people love to talk, especially about themselves. If somebody's being quiet, it's because you simply haven't established enough rapport with them yet. You think that's the case? Yeah, I don't even need that. Okay, yeah, let's create my first project. Have fun. Alright. What I want to do is in this. Sorry, I'm blind. You got a PC and we admin to Vivid. Why? Yeah, I mean, there's a whole world out there. I don't. What's going on? I don't need admin. It's a really powerful privilege, you know. A new version. Got the long studio. Let's see if there's like a new major version. No, but they've definitely kept up on it. So I'll just start the download. I've got to push some stuff to the cloud too. My computer is pretty clogged up. Sorry, artificial intelligence. I'm having too much fun saying, like, having you guess things, because it's like I'm sorry. It's just, to me it's so obvious. Like I don't try to hide it all, you know. How have you guessed my email? Like you can guess at least one of them very easily. And there's others. There are others that I just like I put up places. I put them places to make it quite visible. Right? But I don't think I need admin. Why would you want to give me an admin on your site, dude? That's your business site. So like I said, it's a lot of responsibility. I'm sorry, do not listen. Somebody was playing music really loud. I figured out who it was. It's okay, he's cool. He's cool, he's the RA. He stopped giving me shit for leaving my door open. I just figured like, yeah, this guy's too stubborn and old. I'm gonna go spend my time chasing somebody else for something. Of these things. Cognitive process transformation. That sounds really interesting. Does it? Yeah, I don't know about like. Let's see. We'll see where I end up. I have no idea. Okay, I think that the deal with this thing is that it doesn't actually have any of the cookies. Yes, correct. That's what happens. So, let's stop that. Oh, I'll come back to this later. Why can't you have your door open? That's a great question. Right? This is precisely what I asked too. Like the very first time that the RA came, it was like, hey, how's it going? Good, how are you? Like, you know, I talked a little bit, you know, like, I'm sorry, I gotta ask you to close your door. Why? He said it was like a safety thing. And I was like, wait, who are we protecting here? By closing the door, how is it any safer? And then he told me something about like it's a fire door, you know, and it needs to be kept closed. And I thought, okay, that's weird. And I just okay, Like, all right, I got it. Close my door. So I close the door. And then, you know, like the next day I have it open again. He's like, so we repeated this a bit. Eventually I asked the hall coordinator, like, why is this? She tells me, oh, it's fire code. If the building has greater than X number of occupants, then it's something that's required. And then so, you know, she's got this office inside of the building, and she has her door open. It's propped open. So we're like, okay, so how come you can keep this door open? And she says, well, because this is an office. It's not like a living quarters. I said, okay. All right. So, you know, I've gone from like, all right, I get a little bit of a better understanding. It's a fire door, something about code. It's got to be closed, blah, blah, blah. So you know, then I began approaching it with more like, okay, look, if there's a fire, I'll try to put out the fire. And if I can't put out the fire, I'll close the door. Does that work? You know, I'll close the door and I'll go get some help. Is that good? You know, and if I'm not here, I'll close the door. But like today, after coming back from that dining hall, I was feeling sleepy. So I propped open my door to allow air to go in and out. And turn off the light and just lay down. Just like lay down here with lights off. So like if people looked in, they could barely see anything. Just slept and napped for about an hour. It was good. I heard one person like walking past asking like, is that a storage room or is it actually a room? I think it's a really bad thing that they require the doors to be closed all the time, because you walk through the corridor and it's like, you've got no idea if there's anybody actually living here. I'm not saying in this room, I mean like within the building, it feels really bad. It's very much like, you know, an apartment building, except the rooms are just like these little cells. I'd rather keep it open. Open door policy. If there's any problem, they'll, you know, give me some trouble, and I'll just say, okay, you win. And we'll repeat until they stop bothering me. Also, I want to test this. As I suspected. Okay. Wow, you can see so much. Maybe you see too much right now. Exactly. Like, for privacy and security, please close your door. Like, okay, when I need privacy, I'll close my door. In the event I need security, like, okay, somebody's gonna mess with me here. Fat chance. Everybody's just like fucking plugged in and tuned out. It's weird. When you see people that are actually like just they don't have earbuds in, they're just like looking around and, you know, clearly open. It's strange, it's unusual. no, I did not bring my Xbox, but I just got this. Ta-da! Ta-da! I'm not on the network right now. I hopped onto the network to see if there was like a web browser that comes with this by default, and there isn't one. At least not on the firmware that I have. I think maybe tomorrow. It's so cute. I think maybe tomorrow I'll go through the custom firmware deal, and then eventually get some pretty cool games for it. It's pretty neat. It's very large. Like this is quite a large device. Can you imagine if people had phones this big? How goofy. Fuck, there's so much money to be made. I gotta get moving. This week I've got a lot to do, no matter what. Computer science be more fun. Crossword puzzles and shit. All sorts of stuff that. Switch. Speaking of which, there's some doofus who was accusing me of trying to earn sign-up referrals and like pretending I had bought the Switch just to like try to rope people into this shit. Like what? So the exchange went like this. So fucking stupid. I'm gonna find it, and then because I told him, alright, I'm gonna provide proof, and you're gonna eat your fucking liver. Alright, so this dude, it starts with me just sharing this Twitter post I made. Okay, I bought the Switch. Here's, and then it shows an image. There's an eBay purchase price, the receipt from eBay, right? And I doctored it such that the shipping address only says Yeti Eater. It doesn't show my real name, my address. It doesn't show anything beyond just the United States. That's enough for some rando. Okay, it's Yeti Eater. He's in the U.S. He bought a Switch, right? He's showing me here's how he got his cash back on his order. So I shared it there. Then this guy, this one guy is like, oh no, this guy, ban him. And wow, he actually deleted some of his own posts. Oh, interesting. So I said okay, going by his Twitter history, it looks like he's advertising. He's just advertising. I said no. Well, I'm here. I'm happy to answer questions. I said so at what point do you draw the line between advertising versus sharing information that could benefit other people? And so this dude, he's like, where it's obvious there's personal financial gain involved. And she's okay. So I counter. Okay, so we should only share information if we can't personally gain from sharing it. Else, the sharing is equal to advertising. And the guy responds, "Well, I'm not a mod, so I'm not going to say anything which will allow for a loophole around the rules." I said, "I will consult the rules." Of course, I never did. And then somebody else like asked in the interim, like, "Oh, are you getting smashed?" And we chat about some freaking stuff a little bit. And then like later, somebody adds me, "Yet Eater, nice, good luck." Like he asked if some other guy inside of the server asked if I ever went back to finish the MBA. I told him like I'm on it, and he adds me, "Nice, good luck." Then this dude, the not mod, comes back. He says Yeti didn't buy anything. He was advertising, FYI. And like I'd just been notified, so I looked and I see this fucking clown say this like. So I respond and I say, "I will submit bank statement for my credit card and share pics once I am in receipt of my order, so I don't bullshit. You will eat your liver." Somebody else says, "What in the actual what?" And then this fuckhead says, if did nothing wrong, you wouldn't be getting pissed off so easily. And like raising an eyebrow emoji. "I don't take statements like this lightly. You're suggesting I'm untrustworthy, and I will happily prove you a fool." He responds with this shrug emoji. I respond with like kind of angry, nostrils flared, steam billowing out of it emoji. He says, "If you have an issue, take it to my DM or elsewhere. Public chat isn't the place for such." My response, "Okay. I have sent you a friend request, so I may PM you." He responds, "I don't add people I don't know, sorry." I screenshot showing like that I sent him this message. I sent him just straight up said, "Hi, I want you to know I mean no malice, but I will defend my good name. I wish you and yours a happy Thanksgiving." That's like all I wrote to him, but he doesn't allow PMs from strangers. Okay. So I attached this to show it like, okay, I tried in good faith to reach out to this fucking clown, but he doesn't want to do that. It's fine. It's like, "Good night." He says, "See you later." So now, like I've got video of me unboxing this thing. I'm just gonna highlight that and like, "Hey, okay. I guess I'll have to show you the statement later, but yeah." It is fake switch. There is no switch. Sorry, I know that there's stuff. I'm just taking a look to see if there's any other like shit that I need to consider, and there isn't. I don't think there's any. I posted something about like being out at the outlet. So Jesus Christ, this is such a busy. Like it's so busy. It's good for it. So, are you on Reddit? A chance, like, do you read it or get on it? Oh my God, Jesus Christ, they're so chatty. Chatting all day. Let me find it. Let me find the sequence. It's the start from yesterday. From yesterday's broadcast. It's just the beginning part. Like, "Oh, hey, I'm excited to have this thing here. I guess I'll just keep the whole thing. I'll just link the entire thing because I'm kind of lazy to cut it. I'm lazy to cut it and I just don't want to bother. Yeah. I think that's fair. I should allow myself to be lazy on this thing because like right now it's just you know it doesn't actually it's just so silly like what I mean like kudos to the guy for being skeptical but dig around a little bit. Dig around a little bit before you make accusations. You can't just take those back. Here, I'm also taking a look to see where I guess I can get rid of some of it. Oops. Hello. It's Tuesday, 27th of November. Yeah, I mean it's not like it's nothing too exciting, It's just there's like a cardboard box and I tear into it and there's another box inside and I just pull all the stuff out and turn it on. And I mean there's some like moments of childlike joy because I it's a toy. Toys are fun. I don't have any games for it right now. That's okay. I'm gonna have fun with it. Yeah. Pretty much it. I don't think it's worth it. Just between you and me. I don't think it's worth going back over it. It's gonna be a while before it, I feel like the things that are actually worth going back over the stuff that I've captured so far, there's very little. There are only a few little pieces. But there's so much, and I know where it is too. I can't wait to actually dredge it out. Really. It's a pain in the ass, Oh yeah. Let somebody walk by here. I heard footsteps. How come you're up right now? Anyways. I see. I think I am too. Somebody's got to make the coffee. So I guess I had to download that in order to view it. Hey, I think you were in and out from here. Let me find you. I can't find you anymore. No, I can't. I think this is you. Yeah, and you have to get up early. It's so dry here. Part of the reason why I keep the door open is allow the air to flow. Otherwise, with the door closed, if I don't turn on the heater, this room ends up cooling down to like 65. I have not yet turned on the heater in this room because I don't want it to be even drier. And the air is already so fucking dry. You're gonna sleep in. That's good. Flexibility. Flexibility is nice. Yourself. Let me make some notes. I should always be like, I should at least do this. Every single day that I broadcast, I need to do like just one thing to make sure that it doesn't end up piling up on me. Just about chipping away at this thing over time. So I'm going to, like, that's the dailies shit that I have to begrudgingly accept for the time being. My dailies. This thing will set to go live like every morning for breakfast. I'll have a new little piece from the night before or the day before as a minimum. It's just gonna be raw, uncut shit. But take it or leave it. The rest of it, all the good stuff, it's gonna take a long time. Like with the small numbers that are here now, it's gonna take a long time to reach the point where it's just like even with the most sophisticated tools that you have things going on autopilot. A lot of it comes down to manual review for the time being. And I don't have that type of time. While I'm here, I need to be spending the time more productively. That's for sure. 25. No mic. This was also like something else entirely happened. So we've got quite a bit. I know how to pull this stuff using this one thing. This is good enough. I think it's good enough. I made it such that it's pretty simple. Pretty effective. for what I needed to do. Let's go ahead and pull that. Right, I don't have it inside of this browser. That's a problem. But if it's just one piece every single day, eventually we get the loop down to the point where this part is just done programmatically, or I think it's gotta be possible. It's gotta be. There's an API for it. So I'll eventually make that happen. For now, the best move is go back in time, try to get caught up. Quite a bit of going back in time. I don't want to do all of that right now. I mean, there've been, I've let things fall, slip between the cracks. But there's time. I have a lot of time. So I think I'm just not going to sweat it for now. So I'm going to make a note to myself. Note to self. I can't wait until Here's the thing, look, I feel uncomfortable asking people to go back through my shit, because there's so much shit. But during lifetime, it's actually Jody, you've made clips before, and those are really, really helpful. They're tremendous. I think that now Twitch has done something that makes them even more useful. Clips are so helpful. I guess we'll just leave it at that for now. I want to get the human out of the loop, but it's going to take time. Time and some people smarter than me at specific tasks. We will overcome. Alright, for now let me get this thing. Praise the Lord. Jesus Christ, I need to fix that. Okay. For now, I'm gonna leave it. That's fine. That's fine. Items not length. Okay. Click all the things. Okay. I see where you would use that. Yeah, I mean, people have posted this. Oh, so many. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious where that element came up. I did guess YouTube. What's the benefit? Like, why would you want to do that? I'm curious. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I think I'm good for now. Maybe this one. see if it works on this. Maybe I don't need that entire thing. This one's old though. It's dated. I don't know if I need this entire suite. See what happens. See what happens. Whoops. Nothing. Same thing happened last time. Nothing. What the fuck? What a crock of shit. Okay, so there's some stuff I can do. Target, I can use this. It's like it's not registering anything. Maybe it's a compatibility issue here, I don't know. It's annoying. No, I don't want to save shit. Get rid of this shit. It's not working. intent on knocking this out. Always giving it a solid go at it. Because it's been too long that I've just been waiting. I don't want to be dependent on other people, and I don't want to like have to keep fighting myself. So it's just gotta bite the fucking bullet. If it doesn't work, I'll take a step back here. I guess this is the one good thing about this environment is that anytime I can just do this. Are you fucking kidding? Wow, they really did shaft us. They're getting smart. They got a lot smarter. I think they wised up. Good on them. Good on them. Good. There's some problems here, but I think it's a good starting point. It's a good starting point to learn from. type. This is a problem. Okay, this one, right? This is also wrong. So it's not actually, I think selenium, you can send keys, yes. So I would want to send it like, right, fuck, good, no good. This is not actually send keys, this was supposed to be type. It was previously type, so, also say type keys. Interesting. Send keys, I think go send anything you want. Alright, starting point. My eyes are tired. Can't call it. Really, that's too kind of you. What have I done to deserve this? That doesn't seem right. It's a few too many zeros. Okay, that's what I did. Okay, so there's a video link. Download, export. Let me. I can maintain a small backlog, but I definitely need to keep notes to self. And dude, it takes so little time. I may as well just like. Whoa. Oh, that's dope. Wait, so I don't think it can catch that though. Yeah, well, and it doesn't even like. Okay, that's what it does. That works. I don't know if I can record those. Well, I guess we'll see. Yeah, I should. That was pretty fucking dope. Keyboard shortcuts. They made life easier. Makes me a little worried in a way. Not too worried, but just a little bit. I don't know. I think there's still space. Definitely space. collect more data. There's a lot of it. Some of it's up to me. Most of it's up to me. I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna get this done right. And it's gonna take some time, but I want to have fun. I'm not gonna try to beat myself to death. Not enough of that. Okay, I'm finished for the night. It's been fun. Bye-bye. See you again soon. Oh, shit. I'm not ready to just turn it off yet. Where am I? What? Hello? The fuck? Apparently there's a problem there. I was not aware. Strange. Okay. Alright. Looks like we're good. Okay. This time for real.